Yeah, I've been wanting to make a video about kind of like my broad experience coming and being exposed to the alt-right, which might be one of the biggest rabbit holes you can go down. But just coming, I wanted to get a Starbucks, but there's about 30 cars in the fucking line. It might probably take an hour. Um, I made an intro video. You can watch that. You know, I have like no professional training, didn't go to broadcasting school, don't really know what the fuck I'm doing, but like a lot of micro streamers, I just wanted to express myself sometimes, you know, see where it goes. I don't have any followers really right now, but make a couple videos, see what happens. But I remember going to a Trump rally in October 2016, which is pretty crazy. Wanting to get more active politically. And it happened through YouTube, through the Luke Ford show, the Luke Ford Sphere, which is kind of a grouping and entry point for a lot of people that come in to talk about the taboo subjects that the alt-right does, or dissident right, whatever. But you know what makes it interesting is, as compared to the left or BreadTube or something like that, is all these taboo subjects that are never touched upon are dealt with in the open. You know, HBD, and there's openly racist people, World War II revisionists, fascist sympathizing people. It's just all the things that you're not supposed to do are just there, blatant and in the open, you know. So that definitely caught my attention. Talked about some issues that I'm passionate about, like World War II revisionism. I have Jews in my family, so that right there puts me right in the mix of things, you know. So, but I don't know. I came in with kind of sympathies, you know, for a bunch of people that wanted to talk about politically incorrect things that they couldn't talk about in other places. So I really came in with like kind of some sympathies. Had read some of the alt-right materials. I know, and back in a certain point, you had the alt-right and kind of the alt-light, so it really ran the gambit on the political spectrum. But at a certain point, I said, you know, like, these people are a little fucking nutty in their belief systems, you know, and it's like kind of this unhealthy rebellion against some of the main things that our society holds sacred. So I guess I just kind of noticed it really values rebellion against society more than the actual truth in a lot of cases. So as it relates to, and you see this on the left side of the political spectrum as well, right? Like we had a bunch of police shootings in the past couple days. So of course all the Black Lives Matter people, they say like, oh, we're getting hunted in the streets, without looking at the facts of the case. And the white nationalists do this as well. You know, white people are getting hunted, being genocided. So it kind of made me see all these nutty people that are on the right, which is kind of where I've always identified. I always noticed the nuts on the left more so, rather than the nuts on the right. So it just made me realize I don't want anything to do with these fucking people. Like, I like hearing their take on things. I like trying to understand, why does someone think Hitler is great? Why does somebody think, you know, fascism is the lost way that we need to get back to? And I think they come up with some good arguments sometimes, but I think it all really centers around a rebellion and a rejection of modern society, which is kind of why fascism was adopted to begin with. It was a rebellion against communism, socialism, and the weakness of liberal democracy in the context of 1920s, 1930s, post-World War I Europe. So it's kind of a bunch of people that want to burn everything down at all costs and build something better in its place. And maybe not objectively better, just what's better in their mind, you know. They don't like having to be around people different from themselves, you know. They don't like Jews, they don't like Muslims, they don't like brown, dark-skinned people, they don't like people with different pigmentation. It's just this narcissistic, nihilistic rebellion against society. So that's kind of my high-end view of it. But a year and change, about a year and a half of being exposed to it, I just still enjoy interacting with these folks and see the ideas they come up with. And at the extreme end of the far right, the fascists, somebody like Keith Woods, they come up with these different ideas of who they want to support, who they want to ally with. The big thing now is allying with the Palestinian cause or the Iranians. If you listen to Stryker talk, his ideas are basically against everything that the U.S. values. So who does he like? He likes the Venezuelans, he likes the Iranians, he likes anything that is against our system. And I think that's just a microcosm of what the alt-right largely is. Just a complete rebellion against everything that we hold sacred. And they just kind of have this imaginary utopia of going back to a time where everyone was white, everyone was Christian, everyone was traditional, everything was based. And that's just their solution for everything. It's pretty entertaining. But I think it's just a lost cause in the sense of they've sacrificed everything practical in favor of kind of going down in glory of flames. What's the saying? I fucked up that saying. Going down in a... I don't know. I'm retarded. I can't think of whatever the cliche saying is. Going down in a ball of glory, whatever the fuck that is. Yeah, that's... So, you know, if you look at somebody like practical ethno-nationalism, so-called, like the Zionists, they were extremely practical. Like, Herzl knew that he had to get as many people on his side as possible. And the Zionists really didn't have much power, despite what everyone on the alt-right thinks. Zionists really didn't have much power to begin with. He lobbied. I never knew he met with the Kaiser. He met with the Kaiser actually in Palestine, believe it or not. He tried to meet with the Sultan of the Ottoman Empire. I don't know if he met. I think he kind of got blown off by that guy. He got blown off by the Kaiser. He told him, no, your idea is stupid. But he did consider it at least. And then he went to the British, which was incredibly intelligent because the British didn't control that region, you know. But see, the alt-right, they just want to fight everybody at the same time. They want to antagonize everybody. Not only do we want to get support for our movement, well, we want to take down Israel, which is one of the most inflammatory positions you can take in a lot of places. So they want to take down Israel and international Jewry, and they get this backlash that most of the time ends up fucking them over and fucking over what they want. So this is just kind of a stream of consciousness analysis that I'm just doing off the cuff, obviously. Trying to think what else I missed. It's just hella entertaining laughing at these folks and you know, talking with them a little bit myself. Yeah, so I came into it through the Luke Ford show. Way back when he kind of had more of the Wignet crowd in there. Branched off, watched some other shows. Really learned, I learned more about society and politics and maybe myself through this experience than anything else in my life, including as it relates to this, including college or traveling or any other experience I had. So what I want to do in the future is just talk about more specific subjects that I want to talk about. I'll probably talk about random shit that has nothing to do with this as well, because why have, like different YouTube channels for that? I'll try to put it in the title, so if people see something they're interested in, they can watch it. If not, they don't have to. Yeah, and feel free to ask questions, or if you're a hater and want to hate, each hater is probably worth as much as 10 fans, so have at it. And yeah, that's all for now.